Welcome back everyone. Here we are through day 12. Got our little shop going there. I think the curtains are cooperating with us, but sort of can't really. I've leaned it over and they don't look like they are, but they are hanging in the doorway properly. And there's our little dinner table. And that's just turned out to be just a huge lemon for our lemonade jar, but I think that did actually turn out pretty nice for our little glass lemonade. And somebody pointed out that the red is probably not bacon, it's probably crab for surf and turf, which makes much more sense than bacon and steak. So thanks for that, commenter. But there, like I say, that's where we've gotten to so far. Making good progress, but it's just slow and rigorous. Little pieces, and gonna be more of those tonight. I'm hoping to make a fair amount of progress, but we got another bead curtain to make, so maybe not. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving world problems here. We're just building silly little models and having fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets that you'd like me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. And since I've got the most intelligent audience in YouTube, y'all always provide me with good options. You've populated my list quite a bit, and we will get to them at some point. But without any further ado, let me turn up my lights here, and we'll jump in on making some more chairs and pads. That's not that, but oh, I've actually got a bunch of stuff in here. I forgot I consolidated a few steps. But chairs and pads and advertising board and cushions and shutters. I think that's all. Get all the pieces everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to start with the chairs because I've done them before and I'm familiar with the process. So I'll bring you on in. Focus. There you go. Of course, the old Gorilla Super Glue for the binding. I found that works best. I think it's supposed to sort of similar to the other one, just onto there and underneath here. It worked really good the other day, putting it on here first, so I think it makes. Now these appear to be actually square, so it doesn't seem to matter which edge you use on this one. Get my glue pretty well cleaned off here. I don't want to get as little. I want to get a good layer, but not a thick layer. Nice even coat, I hope. Right now on the edge. Once again, not like that. Yes, but just a hair on that edge, but I think at this scale that should be okay. And same thing. You're going to go in right there. Oh, same situation. A good coat, but not necessarily a thick coat, I hope. I think I did a little thick, but I'll just ease you in. A little pressure. A few seconds there. And voila! A fairly uneven chair. Definitely a little crooked on the seat, but I think, like I say, at the scale we're dealing with, I think that'll be acceptable. I'm not one that goes for perfection, because I know better. At some point in my old age, I've figured out perfection and frustration go hand in hand. loosey-goosey with that one. There we go. That one grabbed onto there good on that one. Okay. First glance looks a little more. I think it's just that, or just a little bit off on there, just really stands out to me anyway. So this one, I say, a little better shape. All right. So set them aside. Get out these, because this is to make our pads. Got a couple of. Supposed to be 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter squares, but I did not square them. And we're just wrapping these guys around there to there, and the other sides to get together. So, hot job for the old hot glue gun. Easing down that first little bit of glue. Let's roll you over just one side at a time, I believe. A little crazy on that. String down there. Okay. Not too bad so far. Try and gather that lead up to keep it. Okay. Time to pop in another glue stick. And then one more. Maybe I'll do the other extra there. Let's see if I can. Trim in here. Okay, I think that's a little better. Maybe this is supposed to go onto our suits like so. I'll stick with the hot glue, I think. There we go. Alright. One down. So we've got some strings to deal with. Okay, number 2. I think I'm going to shave a little off of this one. I think it's a little. Let's see, I think I'm going to go, I did go this way first. Or I did that last time, didn't I? Yeah. Actually, I'm not going to do a little more off the... I don't think I'm quite... Yeah, I feel that looks a little more square to me. Okay. Yeah, I'll go the sides. I'll do the stripes this way on this one to see if it It shouldn't make a difference since it's supposedly a square. It's not, but should be. What I can do, just thought of, once I get these sides folded over, before I, yeah, okay, you'll see. Okay. Oop, excess glue there. Okay, now I'll do bevel those out. I have less material in the way there. Although that's a little ragged, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. We'll find out together. I think it helped, but I don't think it really worked like I was hoping it would. Still got to do a little. Okay. Okay. Our other chair did side to side on the stripes. Yeah, it's not a beautiful cushion, but I'm not mad about those. They're not the worst cushions I've ever made. Alright. Now, I'm going to go, these guys, always, okay, first get our, turn that down so it fit on the background. And then, since it's a black one, I'm going to go on the edge with a Sharpie. A little bit of the old B7000. Just paper, so a little bit goes a long way. Squeeze around, get it in there. Up and down. Yep. Put those on there. Ooh, I missed a piece, huh? Let's see, you're back. Yep, there you are. I was just going to glue it in place, but there's actually a shelf that goes on our easel here. Okay. This guy is right along there. So, super glue that one. I hope. I'm just going to put the super glue in the middle so I can hold it on the end, I hope. Just so. Extra down here. This guy goes right on our little ledge there. Use a B7000, I think, here. Just little drops. We'll put it right side up and just plop you in. Then our arrow goes on the top there. I'll do a little bead there, and get you. Okay, still gotta put our prop up, but I'll do that after it dries on there. And I was gonna mention this one actually came broken. This leg was broken off, and I super glued it back together, but it's pretty seamless, so that's an easy fix, but it just, I guess, that a little too delicate for the packing. Alright, set you up there and let you get situated, and do some shutters. So, these each get 2 cross beams. So, I'm more worried about making them go across the same point than I am evenly distributed. I want them to be the same, not perfect. So I'm thinking something about like what I might do. Okay, actually, pull them together and see if I can't do a score. Not even close to straight. Y'all can't see it. Neither can I really. Okay, yeah, but okay, there it is. I think I'm better off trying to do it. I'm gonna go. Trying to think if I've got. No, I don't have anything yet. Okay, just. These look pretty straight to my eye, anyway. I think that'll pass the eyeball test when it's all said and done. I'll set you aside to dry as well. I'm at 20 minutes-ish. So we got that to do. Okay. Going much quicker than I thought it would, but still plenty to do tonight. Because I'm about to go into the time-consuming part of the build. It'll be another one of those gonna speed up because it's get to do, like I warned you, another bead curtain. Got all those guys to put on. Get all these little pieces out of the way here. Some scraping with. Get you out of the way. Alright, so. I don't think it's going to be terrible. We're supposed to do 8 centimeters of our string. So let's do that first. And doing it 8 times, I think. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 8 of them. So 8 by 8. So I'm just going to do the 1 right now, and we'll go into high speed for the other 7. But I don't love the hot glue holding them on in the end. Yeah. Well, I think, let's see what happens. See if I can tie. I'm getting my not trying to practice in lately, so. I think. This side. There we go. Okay. So let's there. I think they're quite a bit shorter than the 8 centimeters, what they're eventually going to be, so I think I'm going to be okay with this. Oops, I lost my grip, but I think. I don't care about losing the knot, I won't care about losing the threading. Okay. That's what that. There we go. That didn't work. Okay. So, try again. One more. Do this and see how this looks. I can't pull it. Alright. Trim that tail off. And it came undone. Okay. I guess we'll have to glue it. Okay. Go from the other end. Wasn't planning on this being the biggest part of the video. Okay, there it goes. Okay. Pull some of the glue up into it rather than put the glue down onto the bead. Nope. I got overconfident the other day, so. Okay. Another piece, but no. Okay, let's see if. Not going to be any time I keep trimming the ends, there's not going to be the string left. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to think. Let's okay. Next plan. No, I don't like that plan either. Okay, let's see what happens. Little B7000 down here. It's a little more. Just on the string. Right to the end. And okay. I'm going to do that 8 times and let it dry. And I'll do that part off camera because it seems like it's going to be pretty tedious even at high speed. And I'll come back and do the high speed of doing the rest of the strings. That's my plan. Alright, right back with that. Okay, I'm going to do hopefully one test run here. Okay, I think that'll be strong enough to hold beads. It's not, feels a little iffy. But I'm supposed to do 4 blue beads and then 5 more white beads. This should be, I think, the quick part of the famous last words, of course. Okay, I got correct there. Let's try to get down to a straight part. Not going to be any string left by the time this is all said and done. It was there for a second. Okay. 6, 7, 4, 1. Okay. Now we're on a roll. Blues. And 5 more whites. Right here. I momentarily had a thought that if I could do the strings a little bit longer, the string seems to be thin enough to get 2 runs of it through each bead, but I couldn't get that one to cooperate. I was going to just have 1 at the bottom and fold it over, then 2 up through each bead, but it didn't work out. 3. And 5. Okay. And once you get in the rhythm there, it's not too bad. There. That going. 1 goes. So now I'm going to do the rest of them in high speed, so you don't have to watch it that painfully slow. So I'll be right. We'll keep going afterwards, but that's where we're going to be for the next few minutes. Okay, that was the opposite of fun. They just, but we got there. And you might have seen the end. I just had a couple of them that I ended up just having to tie knots in just 'cause I didn't want to wait for the glue to dry again. But okay, now I got my template here. Of course, if we're supposed to be distributing the beads like that, I'm not gonna be doing that. That's just, I think somehow they are, but the penetrate bead just fixed. Take it. Yeah, you're supposed to glue each individual bead, so yeah, no. Yeah, we're gonna be much shorter than the template, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna do like I did the other day and glue it in place. I'm gonna use the top of the frame. I'm not even gonna worry about trying to make this, like that. Just, yeah, no. Great thing about building models, you get to have discretion on how you do those things. Oh, just like before, lay me a bead down. First thing I say, I'm just gonna try and make them even. So I'm thinking about like there. There, maybe. I don't want to go with that. Okay, yeah. Evidently I got glue on my tweezers. Can't get them to not stick. Okay. So, thinking about like so. Just, and then even them up at the bottom, I think, is sort of. Yeah, because these beads are not uniform. Some are taller and shorter than others, so. Everything's sticking except what I want to stick. Shouldn't be this difficult. Okay. That might be the way to go. Just drag it up into the glue, sit down and let go. And it appears, yeah. Realign them once we get everything situated. Maybe. I got room here between these two. Okay. Let's see. Even them out a little bit. Okay, and just like I did before, there's another bead of glue on top of my strings here. Seal them all the way in, I hope. Now let's ease you on there without tearing everything up, maybe. Okay, so I'll set you aside. Okay. Where to get your good spot? Up there. Okay. Okay, now, been more than ample time for this thing to dry. And what I generally do on these file it down to give me a little bevel on the end here. Just give me a little bit better surface contact. Yeah. Yeah, so you can just go in right back here. Get a little, let's say a little more. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. Sand, back the sawdust off. Back to the old Gorilla super glue. And just like before, even coat, but maybe not a thick coat. Easy into the center there. Yep. Hold it steady. There it goes. And I think I'm going to glue it up. It does stand up, but it's nowhere near centered, so that's par for the course on me. Yeah. But it will stand on its own at least. Okay. Maybe I need a little bit more of an angle and need to get it on there straight as well. Definitely got crooked on it. Okay, so that you're done. And that's everything for page 20. Do it. I'm gonna do a couple of things on page 21 here. Just get the backing on our. Get to start on our next building a little bit. Got some. Oops, coming out. Yeah, this is this way. And you go there. You go there. You go there. So let's start with the big one and work my way around. Just ever so slight of bead right around the edge of our door frame here. Make sure I got the floor down. Clear holes. Right into our flush on the bottom, or somewhat flush at least. Okay. Yeah. Same thing here. Alright. And one more here. I see. That's right side up that way. Further there. Okay, yeah. Alright, so we got it covered, and I'm going to be a little bit reckless, I think. This one slides into that slot, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and let it dry there, I think. So I'll just do a little bead into that corner, I hope. Should be enough. Just to be well along the tops to okay. Oh. forgot about my strings there. So that's it. Hopefully that'll hide. There we go. And it's not. I'm seeing down here at the bottom it is got a little notch there. That's. I think we're just going to have to live with that. Just out of curiosity, where do our okay. These guys, since I'm going, I can go ahead and install them. I go on the edge of these. So let's say we're here. Let's knock it out. Just do. Okay, and that's not even close. Okay, that's dead center. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Clear. Even the top. I think that should be good. I'm gonna down slightly because there's a little awning that goes up there. Alright. That's what I got. I saw something else I can do. Find that bag. Should be out. Since I'm going. Let's get a cross member right there. About split the difference on it, so that's okay, right. Okay. That'll be ready to work on tomorrow. So split the difference, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop there tonight. I think that's a good. I wasn't planning on doing that last little bit, but you know, we were here, might as well. All right, let's see what I did. Those and our chairs and our little sign. Let's say it's always every time at the end of every video it seems like I've done so much more, but then it's just this much. But that's how the progress goes on these detailed sets. But let's see, I never forgot how many pages are 26 total pages, but I'm pretty sure the last couple pages shouldn't be as bad. Maybe not. We'll find out together. Ooh, I just saw an ugly piece. That's not going to be fun. Trying to. Yeah, we should be starting making some progress here pretty quick. I think. Looks like with some luck we'll get to put our other side on our structure tomorrow. Yeah. I think I'm going to get to that point. Okay, but okay, I'm babbling. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on a link. That's to subscribe to the channel. That's my experimental channel. This is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and this is the playlist for this build. See you tomorrow.